Hey tubers, back with our next book review. Before I start, I'm not doing the book I said I was going to do at the end of the last video. I changed my mind. As much as I love Eragon, there's a book I want to do even more. It may pop up later in the lineup, but for now, For now, I am going OCD again, sorry. For now, I am doing a different book. I mentioned this in one of my tag videos. I'm not sure if it was the one I posted, though. Well, we'll see. This is my all-time favorite book. I love this book so much. I take it with me wherever I go. As evidence here, I've got a former ticket stub from going to Virginia. But the book I have chosen for the next review is Seven Tears Into the Sea. It is such a good book. Let me give you the back panel. Beck in the sea, I'll come to thee, shed 7 tears, perchance 7 years. That is the little beginning of it. At age 10, Gwen Cook had a strange encounter with a boy with dark, slightly tilted eyes. He came to her on the beach, whispered strange words in her ears, then disappeared. Shortly thereafter, her family moved away from their seaside home, and Gwen never saw the boy again. Now 17, Gwen is returning to her childhood home. Her Nana asked her to come, but Gwen knows it's time to go back for another reason. She yearns for the sea. Perhaps the sea itself is calling to her. Perhaps the memory of the boy and his haunting words are drawing her back to the place they met. Perhaps it's time for her to face her destiny. Now, that's the back panel. Main character of the book is, as read, Gwen Cook. I hope I didn't say Cooper, because my brain would have read Gwen in with a C and gone into it. Okay, anyway. She's a 17-year-old girl who, where was she moving back from? After she and her parents left, excuse the sounds of my neighbors. So the book is from Gwen's point of view, first person. She's your average 17-year-old, just going back to her grandmother's bed and breakfast to help her out for the summer because her grandmother injured herself and she needed the extra help. She gets to stay in this tiny little cottage down on the beach by herself with just her and her cat and the bird's nest above the door. Neighbors. So yes, she's very uncertain about going back because of what happened when she was a child. There are rumors all over town about what actually happened. Nobody actually heard her real story when she first told it. But at the same time, she's eager to go back and eager to see the boy again, see if he is real, see if it was more than just her 10-year-old imagination. Plot summary, as I read, and just basically said, she's going back to help her grandmother, and while she's there, she sees the boy again. Why can't I remember his name? Oh, his name is Jesse. So she sees Jesse again, and starts falling for him, but she's very cautious about it because she doesn't know if it's a good idea or not. But she's drawn to him. She can't deny that she's drawn to him, and her grandmother likes him, but her grandmother's, the woman who works for her grandmother tells her to be cautious, to be careful. And of course, you have the typical small town behind back whispering, and you've got the typical small town bad boy who tries to cause problems for Gwen. And it all sums up to a really, really good story. The highlights of it, I would have to say the highlights of it are Gwen's grandmother. She's just hilariously awesome, and so understanding. And tough as nails. She's a tough as nails woman, that's for sure. She doesn't take any crap. So when the town bully starts, bugging Gwen, well, first she plays it off like it's no problem, like he's just another boy who's, typical troubled boy. But at the same time, she's kind of got this spark to her where if she saw him do something, she would totally lay him out flat. I would also have to say a highlight of it would be, where's the kitty's name? Gwen's cat Gumbo. I love animals, so anytime you bring me an animal in a book, I'm immediately going to call them a highlight. Prose of the book, very well written, extremely well written. Like I said, first person point of view, so that immediately has my attention. At the beginning of each chapter, well, not each chapter, most chapters, I believe. At the beginning of a number of the chapters, there are flower names followed by a short little, just saying about the flowers and, the little tales behind them and everything. And it's just an added element to the book because Gwen has to make flower cards for her grandmother while she's there, and she's got really good handwriting, so you assume that what you're reading is what Gwen's writing on the cards, and it's actually really interesting, and like I said, it adds another element to the book that draws you in because you want to see at the beginning of each chapter, is there going to be another one, is there going to be another one? Had I moved down to pros and cons? Or was that still highlights? No, I think that was pros and cons. Cons. I can't really think of any cons. I mean, it really is a good story with a twist, with a twist on the Selkie myth, set in a small beach town, and it gives you that. It is, so I can't really think of any cons for it. I mean, I could read this book backwards and forwards in my sleep, so if I can't think of any cons, to some people there would be cons, but to me, I can't think of any. But overall review of it, it is an extremely well written book from first person point of view. Terry Farley, you are an amazing author. I love this book so much. I haven't looked for any of your other work, but I definitely have to. I would recommend it to young adults, teens, maybe starting at the age 13, 14. Sounds about right to me. Any younger than that, it might not really be appropriate. But yeah, I would recommend it definitely to young adults, teens. I mean, I'm 25, almost 25 and a half, and I still read it and love it. And I would definitely give it a 9.5 out of 10. There's a little torturing to the cat. Not literal torturing, but, the town bully, he's kind of a jerk to the cat at one point. So we'll give it a 9.5 out of 10. But yeah, so that is my review for Seven Tears Into the Sea. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you go out and get the book. And our next review will be for... we'll go with this one. One of Sherilyn Kenyon's books from her amazing series, The Dark Hunters. We will be reviewing Dance of the Devil. And I can't wait to share it with you guys. It is one of my favorite books out of the entire series. And I will see you next time.